Are you ready for the next letter of my Quilling alphabet series? In this video, I want to show you how to make the Quilling letter D. But before we jump into the Quilling process, I want to answer one of your questions and show you how I make my printouts. Let's go right to my laptop. I use the website canva.com for my printouts. It is a free website for editing pictures, and as you can see, I edited a lot of them. To start a new project, just click on the button Create Design in the top right corner, and then click on Custom Size. Here, I give the measurements of my cardboard, which is 13 by 18 centimeters. That's important because we want the same size for our printouts. Then, click on Create New Design and a new window will open. Now, select the text icon on the left and add a text box. Then, type the letter you want to make. In my case, it's the letter D. Mark the letter and change the font. There are many fonts you can use, but I'll go with Times New Roman. Next, you can scale the size of the letter and move it to the center. As I want to add my quillings inside the letter, I will make it bold for thick lines. Then, I scale it to the right size until almost the whole space is covered. And finally, the template for our quilling letter D is ready. Now you can print it out and use it for your quilling artwork. I place the template on my cardboard, secure it with tape, and trace the outlines of the letter with my embossing tool very gently. By the way, if you're interested in how I make my quilling patterns, I can show it in the next episodes of this Quilling alphabet series. Just let me know it in the comments. I use 10mm wide strips of 300 GSM paper for perfect outlines, as these strips are thick enough to create straight lines. I also added a wave that is coming out of the letter. In this video, I will skip the outline quilling and go on with the quilling elements inside the letter. For the quilling elements, I use 130 GSM strips as they are perfect for coils and swirls. I will start with the quillings inside the wave. I just fold my paper strip in a tiny zigzag pattern, until the strip is as long as the wave on the design. Then I pull it taut to unfold it. This creates an even zigzag pattern. After that, I attach it onto the wave, starting with a yellow strip and continuing with different shades of orange. And finally, I add a red strip to complete the overall design. I love to make swirls, and I want to demonstrate how I make them. Curl the beginning of your paper strip, then start rolling it tightly with your slotted quilling tool. Remove the tool and unroll the strip. Now it is perfectly curled for rolling it tightly in your fingers. If you roll tight coils like this, they won't have a center hole. We will need some of them too for this quilling letter design. But if you let it open up, you will get a perfect swirl. I add some of these swirls in different sizes to the bottom of the letter D. And I also add some tight coils to the design. Then I will fill up the letter with straight lines of thick paper strips. I will skip this process here, since I have already demonstrated it in the quilling letter A. I also want to show you how I made the rainbow design inside the letter. I curl some paper strips together, ensuring they all have the same curve. Then I cut them into the right length and place them on top of each other with a small gap between them. You can also use 130 GSM strips to craft a rainbow design, but they work much better with thicker strips. After completing the first rainbow design, I will add another one on top of it and fill the entire space with rainbows. As you can see, I also added some zigzag patterns inside the rainbow, so it has a contrasting effect to the wave as well. When it comes to framing, I choose an orange sheet of paper for the background. I trace the back side of the frame onto my paper to get the right size and cut it out. Since the whole letter is in shades of orange, it fits perfectly with the background paper. And finally, here is my quilling letter D. I hope you learned something new in this video. If you want to learn more about quilling letters, you can watch all my videos of my Quilling Alphabet series right here. I will add more videos about letters to the playlist and share different styles and techniques in each video. Thank you all for watching and happy quilling!